Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Idrees Ally here, instructor of the beautiful Tajweed course with Quran Academy. We begin, of course, in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. So we're in the third video now. In the first video, we talked a bit about the struggle that a lot of us are having with just sitting down with the Quran and finding that enjoyment, right? Just being able to come home after, a long tired day. It's just kind of easier to turn on the TV or go on Facebook than to just kind of sit down and open the book and read. It's difficult, right? For a lot of us, for whatever the reason, we just haven't had the chance to develop that relationship with the Quran or develop that skill of reciting with beautiful tajweed so that we could just open the Mus'haf and just kind of flow through it, right? And that's something that a lot of us are bothered by, but bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you make the intention to change that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will facilitate that for you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. In the second video, the last video, we talked about finding clarity in your voice, opening more on each vowel sound, right? Sounds like a little thing, except when you realize that the vowel sound, the fatha, the dhamma, the kasra, it shows up here and here and here and here and here. Every letter, we're doing these motions. We're doing these oo, e sounds between the letters that take us from one place to another. Carries the flow from one letter to another. And if we're doing that, in a kind of sloppy way, our voice is not open enough, we're kind of mumbling as we speak, it affects the overall clarity and the overall beauty and the overall flow of our recitation. So I want today to carry on from there. I hope you had a chance to practice that. The thing, as I said last time, it's very easy to kind of tell you that, even within a few minutes, to explain that to you. But the transformation comes when you put that into practice. When you say, let me actually work on it here and here and here. And so you start to implement that and see a beautiful difference in your recitation. Okay, so let's practice a few words. Let's say, Ka-ta-ba. Ka-ta-ba. Fa-a-la. Not fa'ala, fa'ala. Fa-a-la. And I'm spacing out the sounds here just for emphasis, but you would join the sounds, of course. It's not fa-a-la with spaces, but it's fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'ala. Kataba. Kataba. Try that. Pay attention to the sound. Not a. Right? With the e sound. Fihi. Fihi. E. Right? It's easy on this one especially. The fatha is a bit easier. The kasra is one that a lot of students, it's kind of hard because you have to e, which we're not used to doing, right? Unless you study tajweed and you actually practice this, it's kind of hard to do. It's not, normally a student reciting will say Bismillah, Bismillah, right? Bismillah, it's a type of sound, right? It's like right in English, bis, right? As opposed to a long type of sound, it's like a b, not a sound, but a b. So, fihi, right? Bismillahi, again, bismillahi, okay? And then, lunaka. So the while here, ooh, round the lips, ooh, lunaka, right? Fully round the lips. Let's say, alhamdu, or alhamdu, do. Round the lips. It's a bit hard as well. We're not used to doing it. Round the lips. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you would see that your lips are rounded like an O. Alhamdu, do. Not alhamdo, do. If I say alhamdo, you see that the lips aren't actually engaged, right? I'm not using my full mouth to make the sound. Okay? So that's a little bit of practice there. Now I want today to look at a few other letters. Okay? So we said last time that the fatha is a sound. Ah, ban, right? Today we're going to look at a slightly different fatha sound that shows up with a few letters. Okay? This sound now is a ah, right? Such as, let's say, dawn, or fawn, or swan. Swan. Yeah, swan. Swan. It's spelled like that, but it's the same type of sound. Swan, right? You don't say swan. You don't say dan, right? Swan. Aw, right? And now, the letters that have this sound, so hold on to that sound for now. The letters that have this sound, and again, this is relating, Tajweed as a body of knowledge has different components, right? There are some parts of Tajweed that deal with situational rules. So you're reciting a noon now, the noon has sukoon, what letter comes after it, and what do you do with the noon now, right? It's a bit of a if-then kind of case scenarios. What we're talking about here are accents, and these show up everywhere, right? This is the actual sound of the fatha, dhamma, kasra. So it affects the sound or the accent of the recitation, right? It's the difference between somebody saying آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون, or somebody reading آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون, right? والمؤمنون. It's all that is dhamma and kasra, right? I've kept other things the same. Okay, so the letters ha, sad, dad, ghain, ta, qaf, and dha. Okay? We're not going to practice all of that right now in the interest of time, but just hold on to these letters. Ha, sad, dad, ghain, ta, qaf, dha. Just saying the letters, you'll hear it has a heaviness to it. Ha, right? Ah, right? You can put that in front. Ha, right? Change that to a saw, right? Saw, da. Make that a gha. And this of course is if we're reading it like this. So ghain with an alif after it. That's the sound we're gonna get. Gha, and short, gha, right? As opposed to the letters before. So if we don't say fa, we say fa, right? So this was fa, but this is qa, fa, qa, right? And we know these in terms of the letters. If somebody says this letter, normally you'll say the letter is qaf, not qaf, qaf. But in reading, sometimes people get this mixed up, and that's where it messes with the accent in the recitation. So let's try a few words, right? Hold on to these, and again, it's easy to explain, harder to put into practice. But let's try a few anyways. So, khalidin, not khalidin, right? But khalidin. Again, salihin. Not salihin, but salihin. Okay? Now, sometimes, and this is a rule in Tajweed, we won't cover the rule in full detail, but sometimes you'll hear that the ra normally is going to have a ra sound as well, right? I'll save you the details because that needs a bit more explanation, but often if we say ra, it has this ah sound after it, right? So for example, if I say, let's try this, alam tara كيف فعل ربك. Okay? Simple here. ألم. Open. ألم. ألم. ترى. So here, you hear the difference between the ta and the ra. Ta, ra, no. Ta, ra. See, so let me write these out. We'll call the a sound light. We'll call the sound heavy. Okay? So we have here ta or ra. What we need is this to be light and this heavy. Ta ra. Ta ra. So now what happens when you're reading, and this is the skill of Tajweed, right? The rules are one thing, but this is where you want to practice and develop this skill of reciting with these clear harakat, clear vowels. And now when you get to a situation where you have to transition, that's where it gets a little bit difficult, and this is where it comes down to practice. You want to be able to practice this so that it comes out easily. Is it tara, alam tara? What happened there is that I did light and light. Alam tara, light and light. Sometimes someone's reciting and the heaviness of the ra now affects the ta. You get heavy, heavy. Alam tara, alam tara. What happened there? On the ta we have a ta, ta, right? So you isolate that sound instead of ta fatha ta, we said ta. What's the big deal? It's just a small sound. It adds up. It adds up because it's everywhere, right? So alam tara, practice that. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala. And now that ah sound on the ra, rabbuka, rabbuka. Round the lips for the dhamma. Rabbuka, rabbuka. And then, I won't write it out. Be else ha. For sure, I'll write it out. Be else ha. Be else ha. Not be else ha. Be else ha. And I'm not 100% sure if this is how sometimes the alifs are written full alif in the Quran. Sometimes it's the dagger alif. I can't say 100% sure there. So, be else ha. Bil. Bil. Bill. Remember that we spoke about our friend Bill? We don't want Bill in to get in the way when we're reading. No Bill. Be else ha. Bill. B. B. Give it an E sound. Be else ha. B. Bil feel. Be else ha. Bil feel. Okay. Be else ha. Bil feel. Now, one of the things that gets a little bit hard is when you're practicing words that have both heavy letters and light letters. As I said, for example, the word rabbuka. Let's look at a few examples here. How would you read this? Wassakum. Wassakum. Right? What did I do there? I made a mistake actually. The wow here I made it heavy because it's being affected by the heaviness of the sad. I said instead of what, I'm saying wa. Wassakum. So you want to open a bit better on the wow. Wa. Wassa. Wa. Light. Heavy. Wassa. Wassakum. Okay. This word here. Sultan. I can just write out the alif too. Okay. Sultan. Sultan. Okay. Make sure that you round the lips fully for the u, su, and then open on the ta, tan. Okay. So let's recite the first, the isti'adha and basmala keeping that in mind. Okay, so a'udhu, round the lips. A'udhu, a'udhu. Maybe you're struggling with the ayn, it's a difficult letter. Don't worry about that for now. Let's keep going, right? The thing with tajweed is that it's easy to get overwhelmed if you're trying to look at everything all at once, right? Take it a step at a time, one thing at a time, and work on implementing it in your recitation, and it builds as you go, okay? Even myself, when I reflect on my own journey with tajweed, no one, like even at the beginning, alhamdulillah, I didn't have any big accent issues, right? I didn't grow up learning the Quran with a bad accent and then I had to like totally relearn everything. But I didn't know tajweed rules from like when I was a baby. Alhamdulillah, I read well. Alhamdulillah. Right? This is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I don't deny. This is something, He gifted me with parents that taught us when we were young, exposed us to a lot of recitation when we were young, and this kind of became part of who we are. But the tajweed rules we had to learn, right? I had to learn them, and alhamdulillah, one thing that, looking back, that I really value is that we had teachers that, at the masjid, one of the brothers who has knowledge would teach us just a little bit, right? Here's one rule, and just apply it, right? Work on it. And over time, you add more and more, and it kind of coalesces into something beautiful. Okay, so let's just do the isti'adha and basmala. A'udhu, round the lips. Billahi, complete the kasra. Billahi, mina shaytani, kasra, nirrajim. And then now, Bismillahi, complete the kasras. Bismillahirrahmani nirrahim. So the two ra's are heavy. All the other kasras, make sure you give it a nice E sound. And that's it for today. Look forward to spending more time with you in our next video. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your loved ones. And I ask you to keep me and my family in your du'as as well. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.